Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to another city walk in Alhoceima, Morocco. So today we are going through the center of the city, the residential areas where people live. So this walk we're starting in Barbershop, one of the neighborhoods. And I do want to try and walk through some of the different neighborhoods so you get a general idea and a feel of how the people live here, what the living streets are like, and all that kind of stuff. So as you can see, there's many residential houses and apartments. Many people, what they do is they'll either own or buy a plot of land and they'll build upwards. So they will have different floors where they either own for themselves, or as their families continue to grow, each member of the family with the male and their wives and their kids will own a separate floor. So you might have several families living in one whole building. And on other occasions, you might have someone who's just constructed the building and they will sell off certain floors, so certain apartments, and it's a way to basically either keep the cost down. So for example, if it's this building here, the owner might sell off a certain floor just to recoup some of the money that is invested into the building. And on other occasions, you might just have an investor who just builds an apartment block and sells apartments as an investment to make some profit. So it's the second day of Eid, and what I'm being told is that many of the places, many shops may be closed. My goal today is to maybe try and get a haircut. So I did see a barber open late last night, but I didn't feel like getting the haircut then. So I am going to try doing it today. So we are coming up to a different district neighborhood called Hay Al Manza. So this is quite a steep hill. When it's raining, this is quite slippery. In the distance, I don't know if you can see, but you can see a huge hill, mountain range. Well, it's not a mountain range, but a very tall mount or a hill. And there are some shops and things here, but a lot of them are closed. So a mini market here, closed. These tall buildings provide good shade for people like me who are walking through them. Provide great shade. Just get out the sunglasses. It is midday. We'll get to a busier part of the city later on in the walk. So generally this street here does have retail outlets to the left and the right, all of which are closed today. I believe there's a car wash here as well. And then you've got some tailors on this street. There's a barbershop here up on the left. So I think this was the one that was open last night. It's clearly closed today. These winding streets sometimes can get you a bit confused of where you are in the city, but once you've explored enough, you do get used to them. So this building is really beautiful. I love how they've got these tiles on the outside, and these kind of places you can't afford to do that because the weather is generally good. I guess in other places where it rains more often you wouldn't be able to do that because the tiles won't stay. So on the right hand side was some wedding planners. They provide services for weddings, like cake stands and all that kind of stuff. There's a barber up on this street, also closed. You do have a little mini market there which is open. But like I said, there is a lot of residential in this area. We'll wait for this car to pass. So there is a car wash there on the left hand side. From what I know, the general prices for the car washes are 30 dirhams, which is less than £3. So this city, there's always construction going on. It's heavily expanding. It's a very popular place. And ahead, I don't know if you can see, but there are some construction of some, I think it's apartments there, I'm not too sure. But directly in front of us, there's actually an AstroTurf five-a-side pitch just here. We can have a walk and see if it is open, so we can have a quick look inside, but I doubt it. Many things are closed here. So directly to the left is the football stadium, and from here you can see the tall floodlights, and you might be able to see the stand, the sitting area as well. The walls are too high to be able to see the pitch. And directly behind that there's a mosque. So we'll go down here to the right where you have some fast food shops. So this one here is open. It's called Magic Fast Food. It used to be called Magic Chicken before. This is one of the very nice fast food joints if you do want to have some fast food. This is one I'd recommend. So they do all sorts of things like shawarma, pizzas, burgers, fries, all the good fast food if you're into that kind of stuff. Small motorbike on the right hand side, a Gilera, I think it's 50cc. You don't see many big motorbikes inside the whole of Morocco. You'll see little mopeds, scooters, small motorcycles up to like 125ccs, but not really bigger ones. It is midday, so that's probably one of the reasons why the streets are quiet, as well as it being the second day of Eid. So being midday, It's in the late 20s, 20 degrees Celsius, so it may reach 30 degrees or more in the next hour or two. And it's generally coming up towards the hottest time of the day. So this is a mini mall on the left, which is closed. They have a few different retail outlets within the complex. How cool is that? Moped with no front end. And I bet it's operational. It's probably how they drive it. There's no safety laws when it comes to vehicles. As long as it's insured, you can drive it. Yeah, a lot of the places here in the city are closed. There's a phone shop on the left hand side. You do have street vendors which are out. واخذوا الكاس. شكرا. I did want some orange juice, but he's saying, I think he said it's not available. So we'll have to pass on that. So these are the street scooters. As you can see, they're dumped to the back of this van. So that's what they brought here for the night time. On the right hand side, you got the Hotel Basilic, which we mentioned in a previous video. We'll cross the street here. This is the main square that we had come down to the other night, and as you can see, it's actually empty. So during the day, empty. During the night, it's pretty full. So I don't know if you can see, there's a yellow building just there, and that used to be basically the governance from when the Spanish ruled this region, and it's still in the Spanish architectural design, and it's still got a Spanish symbol on the front of it. So if you don't know the history of this region, this was actually colonized by the Spanish and not the French. So many people under the assumption that the whole of Morocco was colonized by the French, but that's false. So the whole of the north, and I believe maybe some other regions, were actually colonized by the Spanish, and it's had a heavy influence on this city when it comes to the names of things, certain architecture. You still see some Spanish style buildings, the windows and all that kind of stuff. So there's a massive heavy influence of colonial Spain. And the rest of Morocco, which was ruled by France, and when the colonies started to give back independence to the regions, the north of Morocco and the south still had some sort of divide, and I believe the government of the south did neglect the north for a very long time due to some differences. You know, this is not a history lesson, so if you do want the full history, you will need to do your own research. Okay, so on the left hand side there are several coffee shops. You got the Golden House, You got La Belle View, which has a great view onto the beach. Cafe Najma, Cafe Etoile. So all these on the rear of the coffee shops do have beach views. I must say that the coffees inside these places are really, really nice as well. So this is a busy street normally. Fairly quiet at the moment. On the left hand side there's a few banks. So you have the BMC Bank and the Credit du Morocco. It's a coffee shop called Cafe Marrakesh, and above it they run a hotel, so the Hotel Marrakesh. And next to it there's a burger joint, MB Burgers and Chicken, which I believe the owners, they actually live in France, and they used to come every summer just to open it up to earn some business and a living, and it's closed for the rest of the year. So it's only open for several months in the year. Very interesting. During the night time you will get street sellers on this street as well. So some of the mobile phone providers are on this street as well. So you have the Morocco Telecom here up on the right hand side. It's actually open. On the left hand side another bank, the Atijari Wafa Bank. Can never get the pronunciation right. Well, there you see a motorcycle. Spoke too soon in regards to that. So mobile network Orange here up on the right hand side. These streets up on the left go into the main souk, the old souk, which we will be visiting maybe in a future video. I'm not extremely sure that they are open at the moment. So some more banks here on the right and the left, both sides banks. The Banque Populaire, Credit to Horticulture or something like that on the right hand side. Further up is the CIH Bank. What I'm looking for is the Barbershop that I used to go to, which is a bit further up on the right. I do have a feeling it's closed. Interesting. So where the barber shop used to be, it's actually gone. So that's what happens when you haven't been in the city for a long time. So I'm looking for something that doesn't exist. We'll take a right turn here, see if there's anything around. Actually, we'll have a look here on the left. There's some new places which have opened up a traditional bakery ahead. Boulangerie, as they call it in French. But it's clearly closed. The main mosque that we had come to the other day during our night walk. Well, it wasn't a night walk, an evening walk. Time to get an ice cream, I think. So. Sugar. So this ice cream, 2 dirhams, clearly stated on the packaging. So I say lemon with the vanilla filling. 2 dirhams, which is around about 10 pence, I believe. Very, very cheap. I'm disappointed no barbers shops are actually open. Could have done with a haircut. It's one there on the right hand side. Shutters are only half open. We'll see, maybe in the evening. Wow, this ice cream it's nice, very creamy. The lemon isn't overpowering. It's actually kind of a sweet lemon. Right, we'll go ahead and end the video right there. We're coming up towards the old souk, and in the next video we'll explore around inside the old souk. It may actually be closed, not too sure. but we'll check it out regardless. Goodbye for now and peace.